Hi, it's Stephen Sonsino here, and today we're going to get your book on Amazon. It's the world's biggest platform for books and, of course, a ton of other things. So we really want you to have your book on Amazon. But there are other reasons to be involved with Amazon as well, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But firstly, get ready. Make sure you've got the documentation that you need. Title, strapline, and blurb. You should have that from last time. If you've got a digital copy, make sure it's in a text file, .txt. So that you can copy and paste. Make sure you've got a flat cover image. The JPEG format with the file name is the ISBN number, 13 digits. Have a short author's bio to hand. And if you've got any testimonials or reviews of other things that you've done, there may be a place to use that on your book page. We'll talk about that in a minute. Now go to advantage.amazon.co.uk if you're in the UK, or advantage.amazon.com if you're in the United States. If you're outside those two territories, then choose the Advantage site for your own territory, advantage.amazon.de if you're in Germany, for example. But right now, I'm going to go to advantage.amazon.co.uk. And I'm already there. If you haven't already applied for an Advantage account, then you simply click here and follow through the instructions, and that will give you your own Amazon Advantage account. I've already set mine up, so I'm going to sign into Advantage right here. And here's your main dashboard for the Amazon Advantage site. So step one, tell us about the items you sell. Once somebody eventually clicks a link on that, then you'll get a purchase order from Amazon and you'll have to ship some copies to Amazon so that they can sell them. And they have the delivery labels here. So step one, step two, step three. Steps 2 and 3 are way down the line for us. We're going to concentrate on adding some items here. There's often updates here for us as Amazon publishers, in effect. But mostly, they're really concerned with their e-commerce suppliers, people shipping out many, many copies of, their various products, garden seats or cosmetics or technical equipment. So most of this is absolutely irrelevant to you and to me. So that's orders here. It's really only relevant when you start shipping copies. The thing to look at now is the items menu bar. Menu, item. That's pretty much where we'll spend most of our time. What we'll do right now is we'll add an item. Later, we'll upload an image. We'll do that here under Upload Image. And later, when you want to edit the entries that you've just made, we'll use Update Item Content. That it took me ages to figure out how to edit it. They use this word, Update Item Content. We'll come back here later. Right now, let's add an item. So adding items to your account. This page is well worth reading. It gives you a lot of information about how to add the items so that you don't foul up. Mostly it's stuff that we have actually touched on. And let me draw your attention to this bullet point down here. It talks about you've got to have stock on hand before enrolling titles with release dates of today or earlier, because they expect you to ship everything very, very quickly. But you can add things here if they're not yet published, and that's what we're going to do today. So let's look here, product type, please choose. We're going to put a book on here. And they want your ISBN number with no spaces and no dashes. I would use the 13-digit number 9781905 587 094. Next. So here is the page of data that Amazon wants us to fill in. Again, it's another short page. But you've got to do this very carefully. So let's follow through as slowly as we can. Your ISBN number is there. It's worth checking. They shouldn't allow you to put the wrong number in, but you never can tell. We're putting these data in on a brand new blank page. Amazon hasn't dragged the information from the Nielsen book directory. So this is a brand new blank page. We just have to get it right so that it matches with the Nielsen data in a few days' time. So let's add the book title. Let me pull it from my text file. You should write a book. The reason I like to copy and paste it into these different directories is you're copying and pasting it from one source. You don't introduce the possibility that you can have errors. So let's look at, did I actually put the authors separately? No, I didn't. So here's the possibility that I could introduce an error. Jacqueline Moore. Jackie and I put her first because then it ranks slightly higher in the alphabet. Jacqueline Moore. Add another. Stephen Sonsino, check the spellings. Publisher, please enter the publisher. You might remember our imprint is MSL Publishing. Check the spellings. You do not want to have this look wrong. Publication date. I don't know why they've done lowercase there and uppercase. I'm not sure. So let's look at this. We talked about September the 30th. Binding, please choose hardcover. Recommended retail price, £20. I don't know whether the trailing zeros is important or not, but I usually put them in. Pages, if you remember, we talked about 160 pages. Language, English. Don't have to put the language in. It's not an asterisked one. It's not a definite enter. Edition, well, it's first, but let's leave that blank. Volume, blank. Format, blank. Description. Here's where we go to the blurb. I am going to copy and paste this text in here. In fact, I'm going to copy all of this because I'll explain why. So I've copied and pasted the text from my text file into this description box here. But I can't do any other form of embellishment. I can't make it bold. I can't make it italic. I can do very, very little here. So all we can do to distinguish what I regard as headlines or subheads is to make them capitals. So I'm going to turn this bit into a capital. Why write a book? Why write a book? No. Why write a book? I'm going to actually make it closer to what the title is. Why you should write a book. Why you should write a book. Let's make it a statement rather than a question. You have an important message to share, but knowing is if you're an entrepreneur, your book will. Bunch of things there. Let's put some more spaces in there because, well, actually, no, let's leave it at that because this is a narrow column. When it's on an Amazon column, it will look better. So let's just scroll down, make it easier. So you can see here, it's got quote marks. Now, sometimes Amazon in Amazon's system interprets these quote marks as a curly quote, and it really doesn't like that. At the moment, I don't know how that's going to reproduce, but let's wait till we see how Amazon publishes a page, and then we'll make a correction if we need to. So that's why we do this early, quite early, because we need to be able to change and amend some of these items. So here we have, I've got some stars here to separate this next piece of text. Could have stars, could have underlines. I think stars are just slightly more attractive. We don't have anything, there's nothing else we can do or incorporate. Why I want to have stars there is to sort of separate that previous piece of text from this last piece here. I'm trying to sneak in a web address. Amazon really doesn't like you putting web addresses, or links that take you away from Amazon, but I'm going to try and put one in anyway. Let's see what happens, whether they recognize the web address as authors.fm. Now, there's one other final piece of information I need to tell you. Amazon is not very good at representing these spaces. It will basically collapse all of this text unless I do something else. What I need to do is put in a special code that says put a carriage return here, or a line break. And the code I want to use is BR space /, and I need to enclose that with between a less than and a greater than sign. So I'll put it on a separate line just so you can see it for a second. So I need to, wherever I want a carriage return at the end of a line, put less than, BR for break, space, / greater than. So I'm just trying to put a line break in here, and it seems that the Amazon system recognizes this code. It's from HTML, a little bit like HTML. So I'm going to put a line break at the end of my subheading, but I'm just going to copy that. And I'm also going to put a line break there on that next line. So why you should write a book, then I want the text to the Amazon page to go down a line. Then I want to have a blank line. Before I start, you have an important message to share. There's another line. There's two more there. So I want to put a break in there and a break in there. If you're an entrepreneur, professional, or in business, you need to cut through the noise. You need to stand out. You should write a book. Break, break. Your book will. I need another. Break, break. Attract. Now, here's the thing. If I don't put one in at the end of that line, it will run it on. Share your vision with your community. Break. I'm toying with the idea. I'm just thinking aloud here. I'm toying with the idea of putting a line break. This is a sort of like a bulleted list of these words, these phrases: attract, inspire, showcase, profit. But I'm just concerned that it might push a lot of the text out of the way, and what we want is for readers to see it in the short window that is an Amazon page. So I'm gonna leave it for this first pass. I'm gonna leave it collapsed together as a list on separate lines, and when we get a chance to see it in a few days' time, and if I like it, I'll leave it. If I don't like it, I can change it. We're still in a position where next to nobody knows this is going out there, so this is a great opportunity to try it out. Unfortunately, you can't really preview an Amazon page. There is a preview mechanism, but it's not brilliant. We'll see it later on. So I'm putting more breaks in. Most importantly, I'm a man. I can't do two things at once. So I'm just going to put these breaks in. There's a break there at the end of the line and the break between paragraphs. In You Should Write a Book. Best-selling, should that be hyphenated? What do you think? Let's put a break in at the end of that line, break between those, break, break, stars, asterisks, break, a break at the end of the asterisks. For resources on writing and publishing your book, come on, visit the authors channel at authors.fm. So that's the end of that page. Now, the author bio. In fact, what I'm going to do is select that text, copy it, paste it back out to a separate text file. The reason I'm doing that is in case my web link goes down, in case the internet hangs on me. I've just spent quite a bit of time putting those breaks in. I don't want to lose it, because Amazon is notorious for closing on you in mid-paste, and you don't want to, having invested that time, you don't want to lose all your text. So it's looking for an author bio. So I need to put in my bio from Jackie and me. Oh, rats. Okay, I need to go out to my Word document, which has it in, and save it as a text file. Come on. Having too many pages open at once is messing me about. Here we go. Here's the blurb. You can already see that I have put some capitals in here, but I just need to save it into the text file so that it just makes it, bang, a proper text file. We'll add in the breaks here. br space /. So now it's in the text file format. Should have stripped out all the word formatting. Let's get out of that. Let's go to Amazon Advantage, author bio, paste in there. That was pretty quick. So I hope you saw what I did there. I went to the a Word file where I'd prepared the bios, saved it into a text file, and then out of that text file, copied and pasted it so it doesn't have any of the formatting from Word in there. You just have to take my word for it. To take my word for it, that's not a good phrase. If you copy straight from Word, all sorts of hidden formatting occurs. Have you ever had this situation? You're writing something in Word and the tabs go weird or the indents go weird. There's hidden formatting in Word that really can mess you up, especially when you're going into something as plain as an Amazon site. So I always try to remember to do it by going through a text file. I'm predicting there's going to be some problems because I can see that this apostrophe here looks like a right sloping apostrophe. So I think I've created some problems for myself there, but let's let that go for now. So editor, there's no editor. You would have an editor if you had a collection of, it's an anthology or something, no Illustrator. So do you remember a few minutes ago I said if you've got a review or a testimonial or something like that, you can put it in here, review 1 and its source, review 2, its source. So it's possible that you can put kinds of testimonials from other projects here. So what I propose to do is to go to another project that I have, Amazon Sonsino Legacy Journal. What's your legacy? So what you'll see down here is on this thing, and you can see here how the word spacing is working out. So I've got some spacing between these paragraphs, but it does look a bit dull, doesn't it, if you've got a lot of text there. So don't worry too much about that. But what we've got down here is these reviews. So you've got this review space, review space, review space. So what I can do is I can use my previous reviews. This is kind of cheating, copying and pasting them from previous Amazon page. But because the Amazon system is very, very plain, I think copying it straight out of that and putting it in here is okay. Now, what I'm doing is, because it's a review from of another book, I have to say it's a review of Leadership Unplugged. But it's just worth finding something here that you can put in. It could be a testimonial, it could be other material. Because look, it's called review, so I'm saying it's a review of something that I've done. Let's copy this one out. Copy Amazon Advantage, paste review of the second failings. So it would have to be, my suggestion is that it has to be a review of something so that you can say review. Obviously, as soon as you publish, as soon as you get some advanced copies into somebody's hand, you can even send the manuscript before you've had it printed. You've got to get some actual reviews that you can replace these with. But it just adds to your credibility, if you like. So let's just do one more. Review of the CEO's journey. Copy and paste. And I think it's worth, if you have the opportunity, if it's possible, for you to, again, create, there's only the opportunity to put 3 reviews here. So I've chosen 3 very different arenas that will appeal or should appeal to my different communities. So I've got a review from Harvard Business Press. There's a review from the Times of London. And then there's a review from Amazon. So these are legitimate reviews that people can track down if they want. There seems to be a spelling error there. That's not good. Oh, it was from the original there's a view when you quote something that you should leave the original spellings as they are, but I think I'm going to just change that now. Change my mind. You can tell I'm doing this on the hoof here. And I can't do two things at once. Extroverts thinking aloud with mouth open. I'm trying to do this as quickly as I can for you, but you should do this cautiously and slowly. I know that we're weeks away from publishing, so if I've made a mistake, I can review it and make it and put it right. I just want to demonstrate the principles and processes for you here. Okay, let's just review this before we hit save and send. ISBN number one last time, 9781 905587. Correct, 094. You should write a book. Jacqueline Moore, Stevenson, MSL Publishing. Publication date, 30th of September. We're going to change that later. There's no way we're going to be that late. Recommended retail price excluding VAT. There is no VAT. Pages 160. Language English. Subject. So this is tricky. Do you remember we did the Book Industry Commission, the BIC references? This should match that, but it's next to impossible to figure out what it was about or where it should occur. For this particular example, for you it may be much more obvious. For example, you're probably going to go business, finance, law, health, family, lifestyle, if you're doing personal development, something like that. So I'm in a quandary. My target market, the people that I want to be reading this, are in business. So I'm going to, for the time being, I'm going to choose business, finance, and law. I've now got a subheading of that. So I could put management, I could put reference and education, sales and marketing. It's to help people market themselves. But now we're back into that question that I raised right at the very first live stream. What is the purpose of writing a book? And to say it's just to market yourself or raise your profile, I think is a little bit shallow. It's not it. So I think I might just revisit that. Education and languages, health. It's business is the right one. So now I've got a subcategory to choose, and I have to choose it because I've got a red star there. It's not accounting. It's not biographies. Careers, not really. Business. I might have to choose the same subcategory. So business, finance, and law inside business, finance, and law. Another possibility is management. It's the area that I teach in, leadership development, personal finance, sales and marketing, small business entrepreneurship. There's an argument for saying many readers of this book will be small business owners, entrepreneurs. I think I'm going to choose management for now and leave it at that. How much does this matter? I think if I was concerned about getting this to the top of a bestseller list, I would be concerned. I would want to think very carefully about this. I know from experience that we can do very well in this category, and in fact, Seven Failings really uselessly has got to the top of this category. So it's a big category. It's a very competitive category, but I think it's the right category for this book. It's not as fine a distinction as we did on the Nielsen page, where libraries are going to put this book in the right place in their directories. This is much more for Amazon, who are trying to help readers to find your book. So I think it's going to be for us, it's the best category to put it in. It's Amazon is saying, which bookshelf should we put this on? And I want to be on the management bookshelf, on a business bookshelf. I don't want to be on a literature bookshelf, because I don't think executives who want to write a book this year will be looking on those literature and reference bookshelves. So don't necessarily be driven by what you think your book is about. Think about where your readers are and what they're searching for. That's what this subject area is most about for you. I hope I've made that clear. So think about, where are your readers and what are they looking for? I think that's the best way to look at it. So these are optional fields: the description, the author bio, and the reviews. Let's try the Amazon preview. Preview results. So it's just going to review what we've seen. You should write a book, authors, publishing, date. Okay. It doesn't like a lot of my characters here. It doesn't like these BRs. I wonder... Oh, what it's filtered out is the apostrophes. Do you remember I said there was a problem? Oh, it doesn't like that. There was a comma there. Why doesn't it like that comma, but that one's okay? This is like weird. Anyway, what it's done is it's taken out... yes, you can see there he's CEO of the author's channel. It doesn't like those apostrophes. And yes, here we go. That and #34 is the double quotes, the open double quotes. So it's taken those out and it seems to have replaced them. It looks like ditto marks, double ditto marks there. But that's a single straight quote. So I am going to take the single straight quote from the end of review 1 and replace that apostrophe S there. And that's not even because of... It's not even because of the embedded formatting from Word. Or it could have originally come from there, couldn't it? So let's... I think that's the only one there. Just scanning now. If you're an entrepreneur. So that's what's going on. It's stripped out the apostrophes. It's not sure what they are. So it's going to need straight quotes. So I'm going to copy the straight quote from the end of my review of Leadership Unplugged and replace the apostrophes in this first description. So let's go back. Edit. This is fun, isn't it? So I was going to take it from the first review. Copy. There is an outside chance that my CEO's journey quotes are not going to go through either. But let's have a look. We're looking in the description. You have an important message to share. Why? Because everyone at we. There it is. It's taken it out. So let's paste that back in. If you are an entrepreneur... Why am I pasting these in rather than just typing it from the keyboard? I know for a fact that that apostrophe was let through by Amazon. Just reading the line. Remember, alternative, boost your credibility, capture the story, raise awareness. This book will save you. You should write a book. It's taken them out of the title there. Let's paste that one in. You see, this is why I wish we could use italics, bold. But they don't want their system to be... I suppose if people created codes like embolden or make italic, it might mess up their software. So they've tried to strip it out because they're giving us control over the website here. You have control over what appears on Amazon. So it didn't like my comma, but I'm going to type a comma in there because I have no... I'm going to paste. It doesn't like that. So let's take a gamble and type it in there. So that's why we're doing this weeks in advance of when we actually need it, so that we've got time to make corrections. There it is. No, it doesn't like it. He's a fellow, sir, around the world, including the... Okay. I think I'm going to leave the #34s in just on the off chance that we have got it right. Preview results. Okay. So now we don't have the error message. This is, I really dislike this editing system, but I know now to expect this stuff. Is it worth it? Is it worth having these line breaks in? I think it is. I think it just makes it easier to read and see on Amazon. So are we ready to go? I think we are. I'm going to hit submit. Congratulations, you've successfully added this item to your account. You should receive an order for this item in approximately 7 to 10 days. No, it won't. We won't receive an order because it's not yet available. Now it's saying to add another item, please click on the items tab above. But the message that we should be taking is it's going to take about a week, maybe even 10 days for this item to appear on Amazon. So we'll keep an eye out for it, and we'll take a look at it on one of the live streams coming up. So we've now done a couple of things. We've created our Amazon Advantage account and we put our book on Amazon. So what we can do now is we can go to something called Author Central, authorcentral.amazon.co.uk or .com. I urge you to have a read of this page, what you can do at Author Central. In effect, Amazon is giving you the opportunity to create a mini site on Amazon, a page about you with pictures of you, talking about books that you have, uploading photographs. And here's something really, really exciting because this has changed in the last few years. Not only can you make your book available on Kindle, which we'll talk about another time, you can also link to your Amazon author pages from your website, from Facebook. They want people to go to Amazon. But here's something very, very exciting. You can add videos, so you can have, I don't know if you've ever done book reviews on Amazon, but you can also include a video on your Amazon book page. This is fantastic. People are searching for stuff all the time. And if they find you, or you have a video of you explaining what the book is about, what it's going to be about, then it's an amazing, amazing opportunity to build your reputation and credibility. People feel they know you, they like you, they trust you. So putting videos on your Amazon webpage is a brilliant idea. And the thing that I think is very exciting is you can kind of put an event on here. So you might want to think about, I'm not going to suggest a physical book tour, but why not do a virtual book tour when you're ready, when the time is right, when the book is out? Host a webinar, talk to different communities. If you're in human resources, talk to the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development, talk to the SHRM, the Society for Human Resource Managers. Create a virtual event to talk about your book. And you can post that on your Amazon webpage. Why is that important? People are on Amazon. They're searching for topics like human resources or finance or entrepreneurship, whatever your book is about. So use Amazon, consider it a search engine. It's a market where people are congregating. So the more material you have here that has words, search terms that people are looking for, the more likely you are to come up and to be noticed and to support your visibility. So looking at managing events, you can add a calendar of events to keep readers informed of your appearances and other things. So click Add Event, enter a description of the event, the venue address. If it's a virtual event, this is great. Enter NA, not applicable, in the venue name and address. And enter the URL, the web address or details of the event in the description field. So get this, you can post an event on Amazon and direct people to your website or to your webinar or whatever it might be. These are changes that have just taken place in the last few years that really, really change how important Amazon is for you as a marketer, as someone trying to build your credibility, build your business. It's another reason why writing a book is a fantastic project for you, because it will drive lots of attention and people into your community. So I really, really recommend that you consider setting up an Amazon author page here at Author Central. It's a fantastic opportunity to extend your network. One final thing while we're on this page, you've seen this 1,000 times on Amazon when it says search inside this book. So if you can create eventually, and I'll remind you about this at the right time, you can create a PDF of your book, and that allows Amazon to search inside. It allows Amazon, to demonstrate search inside. So people can read inside your book because they're looking at your PDF. But the terrible, terrible thing about this, it takes 8 to 10 weeks after they receive your PDF. They obviously go through it with a fine-tooth comb looking for viruses and all sorts of stuff. They want to really clean it up, make sure it's fine. At least I think that's why they're doing it. It could also be the sheer volume of uploads and submissions they have. So this is also really important because it makes your book searchable. So the phrases that you use in your book, the items, the case studies, the people that you reference are all searchable. You're basically putting your book on the web. Just think about that. You're talking about 160 pages, 70,000 plus words of your material on the web that is searchable within the Amazon website. So that is awesome. It's amazing to have that. So again, I just wanted to highlight that. We will do that a little bit later on. Obviously, we need the full manuscript to do that, the full typeset book. I will remind you about that at the right time. I don't think, because of the speed we're working at, that it will be available for your launch, but it will be available after that. And that's no bad thing. It means that you have a sequence of things happening once you launch to keep your book and you and your material and your vision in the public eye. That's about it for now. Quick recap. Get yourself an Amazon Advantage account. Make sure that you add an item here, add your media product, click book, go through the list there, copy and paste from the text file. Remember those codes to insert spaces. Just make it breathe a little bit. Don't just put a wodge, a graveyard of grey text in there. Once you've got your book up there, then go to Author Central and make sure that you register your bio on Author Central and start thinking about how you're going to market your book once it's out there. Of course, you're really only talking about marketing and promoting your vision, your business, the things that you're naturally doing anyway. But you're just doing it in a targeted way by supporting your book and its message for the readers, for the community that you want to serve. Listen, thank you very much for listening. I know it's been a detailed few videos here, but we need to put these things in place now so that when we come towards the end of the cycle of writing, publishing, and printing your book, everything is ready. So actually, I urge you to go and take a stiff cup of tea or a cup of coffee or fruit juice, relax, empty your head for a minute, because there was a lot to take in. I look forward to working with you again on the next video. The next live stream will be next week. Talk to you soon.